Hi, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Before I get going with this video, I just want to take a moment to thank our friend Colin very much for your donation to our channel's PayPal account. Your donations to the channel keep the channel going and keep the channel growing. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Some of the really typical characteristics for survivors once you get free from narcissistic abuse are definitely going to be new heightened senses of fear and paranoia around meeting new people. You're going to be a little less trusting. You're going to find a new sort of comfort in being alone more. You're going to find more safety in your home and more safety in isolation. And I've got that too. Most certainly I do. Post-traumatic stress disorder will do that to people. And there's nothing unusual or abnormal about that. In fact, I just see that as part of the healing process. Recognizing what has happened to us, recognizing how we're feeling about it now, accepting it, understanding it, and becoming willing to move on past it. Now, of course, words like move on past it seem easy enough to say and much more difficult to actually make happen when you are living in a state of utter confusion. Now, I'm going to tell you, after 5 years with that horrid little turd, once free, once leaving, feeling like I was fleeing for my life, like I was running from Satan himself, like I'd made this narrow escape from utter doom. I then started to question myself. Now I'm free. Oh my God, was he really as bad as I think he is? Was it me? What role did I play? How could I have done things differently? So the gaslighting residual was really present in my life. I was doubting everything. I would think to myself, did he really say that? Did I misunderstand him? Did he actually do that? Could I be mistaken? Am I nuts? Am I bipolar? Do I need medication? I was questioning everything. Should I have stayed with him? Did I do the wrong thing by leaving? Am I a bad partner for abandoning him? All this stuff was going on. Plus, I was trying to adjust to not living on eggshells. I found myself early on when I got free being really careful when I made the coffee. He was constantly telling me in the mornings what a coffee making screw up I was. And I very gingerly made coffee. I measured out everything so carefully. I hovered over it, making sure a drop didn't, go over. I was absolutely in a state of coffee paranoia while with him. And that coffee paranoia stayed with me when I got free until one day I went, what the hell's going on here? I'm home alone. Who's going to give me shit if I screw up the coffee? So there was all that residual stuff going on. And I had to adjust to not having to answer to someone. I had to adjust to being off the eggshells. I had to find a way to get comfortable in my own skin, in my own home, not looking over my shoulder, not thinking, oh God, I hope I don't screw this up. So there was a tremendous adjustment period for me. Getting free doesn't mean you're free. Getting free means now you got a chance at getting free. Because narcissists are all the same. Absolutely clearly all the same. They are all working off the same hive mind agenda. There's no doubt about it. We've seen it over and over again. There are countless thousands of examples to prove this. But in addition to that, we often feel the exact same way. We have felt the same emotions. We have experienced the same type of trauma bond, same soul ties, same struggle with disconnecting from it. We have felt the same fears, anxieties, feeling of panic. So within our group, even if you're finding it very hard to look in and really explore what's happening to you, you can clearly see it here within the collective. Now, over the last 2.5 years, I've gotten much better at self-exploration, but the truth is, so much of what I learned about myself, I saw in each of you. I will admit that initially it was almost impossible for me to understand what had happened to me. It was very hard for me to decipher my emotions, to come to terms with how I was feeling. But miraculously, you guys came into my life. You left comments, you sent me emails, we've communicated on Skype and on the phone, and I could immediately identify with what was happening to you. In so many cases, self-exploration is overshadowed by our need to know what just happened to us. What is that evil thing? What is motivating that thing? What's driving it to behave this way? So much of the focus is directed on the narcissist that not only is it hard to see what's happening to us, but we're not even looking, which makes this collective so valuable because you can look out at the community, read people's comments, really feel their pain, really feel their heartbreak. And for me, it just kind of cracked it open and helped me see better what was happening in my own life. Not only will keeping your eyes focused on the community really help you understand what's happening to you, but there is so much information. Now, one issue that comes up over and over again, so many people have expressed, I mean, dire concern in this area. It is going no contact. Despite the fact you are now in a position to go no contact, which means you survived narcissistic abuse. People are absolutely stumped on this one. It's as if you've been asked to give up your firstborn. It's as if you've been asked to put down your healthy dog. I mean, it's incredible the soul misery that is associated with taking this step. I mean, people are absolutely suffering from the concept of going no contact. I have spent many evenings on the phone with people. I've spent many evenings on Facebook Messenger communicating with people who are literally breaking down, wailing, crying unconsolably at the concept of going no contact. And I think we really got to look at this and talk about this and ask why so many of us feel this way. I mean, we know the thing is toxic. We know the thing is destroying our lives. We fought long and hard to get away from the thing. In many cases, fleeing with nothing more than the shirts on our back. We get free. We should be relieved. We should be doing cartwheels. But no, now we're confronted with the possibility of just cutting this evil entity off, and it is killing us. I know what was happening to me. It was happening to me. But now in retrospect, I look back on that and I have to ask myself, why? What was happening to me that allowed me to see the danger, see the evil, see the destruction, but still in some truly sick way want to hang on to it, be unwilling to just sever it? The day I did go no contact was about a week out. I had left a week prior. I had no idea what narcissism was or the value of no contact, but I definitely recognized that its text messages, its phone calls were truly making me sick, making matters worse for me. And I sat there with my phone, with the block thing open, and I'll tell you, it took everything I had to hit that block button. But once I did it, I put my phone down. I scrambled upstairs. You guys may remember in older videos, my computer used to be upstairs just off my bedroom. I ran up, I got on my emails, I blocked him. I got on Facebook, I blocked him. I just started blocking him everywhere. And the more I blocked him, the easier it got until he was blocked. And then I just broke down and cried like a baby. And then for about a week, I was driven completely mad, wondering, is he trying to communicate with me? Is he trying to apologize to me? Is he trying to validate me? Is he sorry? Does he want me to come back? Has he made any changes? Does he recognize me leaving as a loss? I mean, all of this stuff was going on in my head. And I'm going to tell you, the desire to unblock was pretty huge. I mean, it was big, but I didn't do it. And I know many of you have white-knuckled through that period and remained no contact and got through to a brighter side. Now, for those of you who did unblock, for those of you who just couldn't take it and needed to know, well, you quickly found out that re-engaging, reopening a line of communication ended horribly for you. In fact, I have never heard of one case ever once out of thousands and thousands of conversations and emails with people that it ended well, that you were glad you unblocked them, that something wonderful came of it. Never once. It was absolute, immediate horror, terror, hellfire, instantly. So I know that I made the right choice. And for those of you who have remained no contact, it's because you truly do understand that there is no way to remain in contact with them and have any type of a healthy, normal life. And there's a lot of lessons for those of us who did unblock them, because many of you have. Don't kick yourself. People will email me and say, oh God, I'm so ashamed, I'm so stupid. Why did I do it? Why did I unblock him? It was horrible instantly. We all do it. I did it over, the period of the 5 years. I had left during that 5-year period and it remained in contact. Curiosity got the better of me. A desire to be validated got the better of me. I wanted to give him the opportunity to apologize to me because I felt like I deserved that. I didn't want to be quick to judge. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, there was all this stuff going on, but guys, in the end, no contact is the only way. Another thing that I hear from people really, really frequently is, and this is an interesting statement, I'm certainly not judging anyone, and so many of you have made this statement, I'm no contact, but he keeps texting me. Emails start, hi Kim, I'm no contact, but he keeps phoning. Guys, come on. Please, everybody, together, united on this one concept. No contact means no contact. That means you have blocked them from every direction. That means that you screen calls from unknown callers. That means that you have blocked them on all of your social media, on your phone, on your email accounts, on everything. They're blocked. They cannot get through. They cannot penetrate the wall of no contact that you have built. If you're claiming to be no contact, but the narc is still texting you, that just means you're not texting them. That doesn't mean you're no contact. No contact means no contact. It means you have severed any ability that they once had to communicate with you. And if they are contacting you, reaching out to you through a third party, block them too. Get rid of them. Just tell them straight up, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about it. If you continue to relay messages on behalf of this thing, I'm going to block you too. Many of us, we want to be validated. We want the apology that we deserve. We want to remain hopeful that someone we love so much, believed was our soulmate, our twin flame, could be helped, could become whole, and could be really great partners to us, as we've wanted to be good partners to them. But as you learn what's going on, as you start to put the puzzle pieces together, as your bank of knowledge and education grows, you quickly realize there is absolutely no hope for these things. They are absolute monsters, and you need to get away from them. The concept of no contact becomes more apparent. Now, I'm just going to make an analogy and say, for example, I'm cooking dinner, I accidentally put my hand on the element and I get a big burn on my hand, and I decide as a method for healing this burn, I'm going to get up every morning, light the stove, and stick my hand back on it. I mean, basically that's what you're doing if you don't go no contact. It is the contact with them that is hurting you. It is the contact with them that is destroying your life, leaving you feeling confused. Gaslighting is not a joke. I mean, do some research on gaslighting. I've done plenty. This is a tactic, a method used by all the major militaries, by the CIA, to torture people. This is a bad thing, and you need to cut this off. They are not going to be able to stop gaslighting you, so you have to take the initiative and say, I do not want a weapon of war infiltrated on me from someone I thought was my partner. And I think we all know that we're not going to stand a chance of healing a burn if we keep sticking our hand back on the element. If you are struggling with no contact and find it next to impossible to hit that block button, know that's expected. Many of us, most of us have felt that way. I most certainly did. Do not kick yourself. And if you are suffering from a lot of mental disturbance, confusing thoughts, not sure what happened, you didn't do that. You did not initiate that. This isn't something you've done, but rather this is something that was very intentionally done to you. So accept that. You are feeling confused, and the fact that you're finding it so hard to sever from a true monster is part of that confusion. So don't beat yourself up. It's very natural, and I think most people would agree that they too experience that. But you can do it. You can hit that block button. You can keep that block in place. There is no reason why you can't do it. Thousands of us have done it, and thousands of us are in a much better place today because we did do it. Many people have said to me that they felt like going no contact was the worst of the worst. But again, I do believe that is the product of a confused mind. That is the product of gaslighting, post-traumatic stress disorder, and long-term abuse. Because being with the narc was the hard part. That's what the hard part really was. That was the bad part. And if you're now free and in a position to go no contact, well, truly the worst is behind you. And if you're not yet able to see that again, don't beat yourself up. This peels away in layers, much like an onion, and your turn's going to come where you just recognize that your burn's not healing because you keep sticking your hand on the element, and just don't beat yourself up for it. I believe it's all very natural and part and parcel for what's happening to all of us, what has happened to us. So just be kind to yourself. Many of you are still with the evil monster, be it male or female, whether your relationship is heterosexual or a homosexual relationship, none of that matters. You have to take the same steps. We all have to take the same steps, and going no contact is certainly paramount. It has to be done. If you ever expect to have a normal, sane, healthy life again, you've got to cut this evil out. Going no contact in many ways is like taking out a bag of trash. So you take out the bag of trash, you leave it on the curb, it sits there on the curb, and if you're looking out at the bag of trash thinking, damn, I wish I had that bag of trash back in my life, if you really, really cannot white knuckle your way through this short period, damn it, you can always go get that bag of trash back. But you owe it to yourself to try. You owe it to yourself to sever the abuse, to stop the abuse from infiltrating your life so your mind can clear, so you can start to see things for what they really are. You owe that to yourself. Now, I know many of you are watching this video going, hold on a minute, Kim, I can't go no contact. I'm still living with the narc. Well, you can in many ways go no contact. The narc is constantly going to be poking you, prodding you, trying to get you to engage in their game of madness. Don't play it. Just in one ear, out the other, like water over a duck, done deal. Let them babble on. Expect them to be horrible. Expect them to be mean and cruel and gaslighting. And the way we get gaslit is we engage. Disengage. You can go gray rock. You can communicate on a have-to only basis. You don't have to engage in the narrative. You can not be caught off guard by their abuse if you expect the abuse. If you expect the lies, if you expect the infidelity, if you expect the gaslighting, it's not going to affect you the same way. Do not expect a narcissist to treat you fairly. They don't think like us. They do not process information like us. They are from another planet, and I do believe that's why Dr. Robert Hare refers to them as interspecies predators. They're just not like us, so don't expect them to act like us. And when you expect someone to act like you and think like you, you're expecting a reasonable outcome. Stop it. They are mad beyond explanation. So expect madness, insanity, chaos, crazy making. And when you get it, you won't be surprised and you can better handle it. Go gray rock and say, I expected that. These creatures are very predictable. In summary, I just want to wrap this video up by saying, guys, I love you lots. And yes, this does take courage, and each and every one of us holds that courage within us to get through this and to go no contact. If you are still with the narc, you can go gray rock, communicate only on a must communicate basis. Do not engage, sever. Save yourself, protect yourself, and healing becomes a very real possibility. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. I love you guys lots, and I hope you're having a great narc-free day.